should keep.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Greenfield Human Rights meeting. Today is November 10th, 2025, with our meeting in the City Hall. This meeting is being recorded by the Greenfield Human Rights Commission and the City of Greenfield. If anyone is present and is doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at this time. I am not seeing none. I call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Roll call from co-chair.
Hockey,
Here.
Linda,
Here.
Kathleen,
Here.
Nate,
Here.
and I myself am here.
Perfect. We have a quorum. Next thing on the agenda is we're going to approve the meeting minutes from October 20th. Want to make sure that everybody saw the new changes and that we had to adjust on there and make sure everybody saw the minutes before we approve it. All right, any discussion before we motion? All right, does anybody want a motion to approve?
I motion we approve.
Okay, second?
Second.
All right. And all right, that passes. Perfect.
No, you got it.
Oh, that's right.
All those in favor?
I.
All those opposed? Abstentions. Thank you.
I almost put my hand up for the opposed.
Good.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so, do we, I don't know, I have public comment, there we go. Okay, do we have public comment? If not, we will,
Usually we don't have anybody.
we don't, okay,
Currently, we don't.
perfect. All right, update from the mayor's office, she is not here yet, so we will resume back. Update from the co-chairs. Do we have any updates?
I think they're in all the list of things that are there.
Yeah, I think one thing I did not say for last meeting, want to thank the fire department for allowing us to use their space last meeting when we needed it, so we do appreciate that. The firehouse allowed us to have our meeting there, we do appreciate that. Updates for today, Dr. Angela Campbell will be here at our meeting today. She's not here yet, but she will be here, kind of listening in, hopefully might be a member of the PLC. So want to make sure that we show all the respect when she gets here and show her, what group we are. You're here, perfect.
Come with good news even.
Oh, great.
You got us dinner?
That's updates,
Dinner?
because you're in the updates.
Oh, well, I have very good news. 4 minutes ago, the Supreme Court decided that they were not going to hear the case to overturn gay marriage.
Actually,
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The official that just came out, like the official,
News.
yes.
So that,
So I think that is very exciting news and it made me very, very happy.
You're here.
Nice.
anything else?
I wonder why they couldn't do that for Roe versus Wade is what brought to mind for myself.
Anything
Well,
else?
I just
think-
was-
I think you'll be talking about item 1 too, so.
I will be talking about item 1, 2, and then I will be logging on virtually. I have not had any food yet today. So I
you
need to
should
go
have
eat
brought
soon.
dinner.
I was planning on getting dinner at some point.
Okay. Item 1 is we're going to listen to Aaron about the ethic law violation and review.
So, Paul and I already talked about this. He said something on Facebook that was completely benign, honestly, except for the fact that he referenced Human Rights Commission.
Oh, I didn't see it.
And I let him know that this had happened. He edited it immediately because we all do that sometimes. I mean, I think it was completely benign, but
Well, the issue wasn't benign, but the
no, but
comments
your
were benign.
comment-
Yeah.
Your comment was benign. The only issue
Yeah.
was you had identified as a member of the
Member of the Human
HRC
Rights, yeah.
and were engaging in political speech at the same time. So we're all allowed to have political opinions. I personally, I understand that it was technically a violation, but it was also, there was no ill intent. There was nothing wrong in terms of just, I mean, I think I had a good conversation, listen, I get it. We're all still human. but just a reminder to everybody to remember your ethics training. If you haven't done your ethics training, you can go online and do it again. If you don't have the information again, let me know and I'll get you the website. You're supposed to do it once a year, I think.
Amen.
So,
My best advice is if you are writing stuff for the public, whether it's in the paper or wherever else, and it's related to especially if it's related to an election, but even if it's not related to an election, it's best not to mention that you're on any particular city thing. And I didn't mention it other than as the word benign is a good one. I used it as a way of saying, when people were talking about it, they were saying it was against the laws and the rulings of Greenfield, this particular incident that happened a few years ago. And I said, and I know what the laws are because I'm on the HRC. And then went on about anything else. If I had just said, I know what the laws are,
Yes.
everything would have been cool.
I also want to commend you as well for when I brought it to your attention, you immediately were like, oh, yeah, whoops, and fixed it. Like, that's commendable. We should all do the same. So,
Good work. Bob.
Good
yeah.
work.
And,
Yeah, these
but
things happen.
at the same time, it's a good opportunity for us to just kind of, I try and make a point when I say stuff like, my opinions do not represent my role. I am speaking as a person, as a citizen, not for the city of Greenfield. And I think, my role is obviously quite a bit different, but I have a lot more times, I should say that, I'm sure, but.
And I actually get annoyed when, like in yesterday's paper, where there was an article for just a meeting I was at, where the two of us were identified as members of the Human Rights Commission. It had
Oh, right,
nothing
I
to
saw
do
that.
with us being at that meeting. We were
Yeah.
not representing the Human Rights Commission.
And that's,
No.
you guys, we are,
But on the other hand, I have applied to be a part of that search committee
yeah.
as a member of the HRC,
Mhm.
because we have discussed.
Right,
We have
discussed
discussed it.
it.
So the fact that and quite frankly, the only reason I was there was because I put in that application as a member of the HRC.
And
So
that's-
in that particular case.
That's completely
it
valid,
is,
yeah.
It's valid.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I think the most important thing is like when we're having political speech,
Right.
of any sort, that if we are speaking as private citizens, that needs to just be clarified and that's it. And I think because election cycles, especially, it's called silly season for a reason. People get real persnickety and rowdy and they're looking to pick. So,
Right, I was actually called out by someone. I won't mention any names, before the election with the yes and no thing. And they wanted to call me out and say I was a part of this and a part of Bloomington. And I'm like, please don't. And I had to write back, I'm speaking for myself, having nothing to do with anything I'm affiliated. And then I did whatever it is that you did. I'm all set with that.
City.
You know what I mean? I'm all set. I don't, wanna
and
be a part of
we're
the
all-
crazy. Like people get really nuts out there.
people who are on Human Rights Commission are here because you're inherently political people, because this is a political topic.
Right.
And I'm in this job because I am a political person. I believe in the power of municipal government. I think it's important. And I've had my own times where I've said stuff and shouldn't have and
I
got
think
called out on it
it's the
too.
nature of the beast.
So that was all like Paul was corrected it immediately, which is what we should all do. I'm very thankful and that was it.
Yeah, it's really.
I hope you don't
easy
feel like I
to say
threw you
this is
under-
my
yeah.
opinion.
And I thought that there would be more quotes around some of the things that that both of us had actually said
Mhm.
at that meeting last one. And there weren't just the fact that we were there. was
No, it's like,
mentioned, and that
you
was
were
it.
very famous.
I know.
Yes.
Wow.
I hope you weren't, Nicholas.
Yeah.
What meeting? But Paul, I hope you don't feel like I threw you under the bus calling you out, but, you know. Yeah,
But you know, that's one of those things where, I mean, I think some of the rules are just so absurd. Like, why would you appeal to be on that board? It's good to have somebody from human rights do beyond that, you know?
Right, but that's a different thing.
Right.
That,
See.
this, I didn't think I had even made a political statement. And it was literally in the last sentence when I read it and I said, oh yeah, I guess that could be taken. All I was trying to do is somebody had printed something and we don't need to go into the details. I'll be happy to tell you outside of the meeting
I
about it.
apparently missed it.
Somebody had printed something and it was just not true. And I said, I was in the middle of it. At the time, the school committee had asked me as an expert on a
right.
topic. And so I was right in the middle of it. And I said, you need to understand how this happened. And I explained the whole thing online. The best part of it was there were like 20 or 25 comments below it. All were, except 2 were in the favor of what I was explaining. And I didn't think I was making a political statement at that point, but I did make the statement because the person who had put it up endorsed 3 candidates for something. And I said, I hope these candidates don't agree with what you're saying because they should never be near a school committee if they do. And
Oh,
that is political. That is political. And it was a great thing to say, just not as a member of the Human Rights Commission.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see who ends up being on the superintendent's committee.
yeah,
Because
when will they
once
announce
that's
that?
actually determined, then it will be, I think it will require a conversation around how that is negotiated and maneuvered.
I applied as a student.
You applied as a student.
And you applied for another,
I just applied
As a
as
person.
Right, and I applied as a
you
voter.
applied for us, yes.
Right.
As a citizen.
Is there anybody, Aaron, is there anybody in the thing? Or not?
Nope,
Okay. If you have any more comments or questions about that, I want to make sure that we get through everything.
we're
tonight.
good.
No, but thank you.
Perfect.
Yes, thank
Paul.
you,
We
Paul.
appreciate your, Candace.
yeah, and I appreciate, like I said, I really do appreciate how quickly you were to recognize it and be like correcting it. That's a good example for all of us.
Fabulous.
Perfect. All right, item 2, Packy will update the commission in regards of the unhoused committee of the city council meeting.
Yes, well, we did such a good job. We have this new person who's going to get the award, but
Yeah.
we won't even go there. I wasn't able to get to the last meeting, but I've been in touch with Sarah, and when the next meeting is posted, I will let everybody know.
Okay.
And they're very happy to have us as part of that ad hoc group.
Thanks. So you're gonna let us know the next meeting. Okay, I'm just writing it down. That's what I'm supposed to do.
And it's the big topic of the night is the logistical plans for HRC, which is happening literally in a month.
Woo-hoo.
So we're having it at the library.
Oh, yeah, I have some info.
Pat, you have the info, so please share.
Are we calling it the award ceremony?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, I have vaguely talked to Stone Soup. Kirsten takes today off, so
Mhm.
I couldn't get all the information in time, even though I think we're gonna be able to work something out with them within our budget. I actually ran into Linda at the farmer's market and said, after I had just talked to Stone Soup, because I didn't see you, because I did grocery delivery this week rather than coordination. So anyways, in about purchasing food, you know, within our budget and then actually having them help us arrange it and cook it there because it's serve safe. You know, at Stone Soup.
Yes, they have to cook it there.
Right, we have to
Because
cook it there.
there's
right.
not, the
We're not going
library
to-
does not have.
No, and we
ability to
have,
cook it.
right, so we'll do it there, so, but hopefully we could do it within our budget. And then we'll have a plan B, if for some reason they can't help us, they see, you know, I'm gonna get the yes or no before the end of the week. Then we'll have to, I think, go back to plan B and do what we did last year unless someone has a different
And
suggestion.
if we go with Stone Soup, how much are we paying for that?
Well, our budget, I said, was about 150. That's what we paid
And the
last
question
year.
is, what can they do with that?
Right, so last year, for instance, we had cheese and crackers and, you know, pepperoni, salami, whatever, hors d'oeuvres, cookies and fruit. So I was hoping this year to do like maybe a stuffed mushroom, cheese and crackers, no salami, as much as I love salami, and a dessert, unless someone, that's.
I just-
And beverage.
Well, we buy water,
And
Okay.
I
that's
also,
all we had.
I also want to make sure
Unless
we
do
know,
something
we
else.
know this, that we are inviting the unhoused community
Right.
as well.
Right,
So if we're having food being made, we need to have food and made enough for people that are there also for the award ceremony, but also
Right.
for the unhoused. because
right, but it's not dinner, just so we're all
it's
clear.
not dinner, but
Last year, we had a ton left over, if we all remember correctly.
So
A
I
ton.
think if, I mean, I've seen events at the library where there have been, you know, hot beverage.
Right,
And given that we're talking December, maybe it would make sense,
we could
See
do
if we could
coffee.
you know,
Yeah.
coffee and tea,
Yeah, I would like that,
or, and or hot chocolate.
right. Remember, we have, I'm not trying to be a jerk. We
I
have
know.
a really limited budget.
Right. And
Coffee
see
and
if they have, you know, if they have the
Yeah,
pots.
Donates.
And whatever.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
Can we back up? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just, you know, coffee and tea are great ideas. I hate bottled water. I mean.
I know, I do too, but the issue is, okay, and I've looked into this, like I have those container things, you know, they won't allow you to do that at a meeting, because of the Board of Health or something. I can look into it again, but there's a lot of rules about these kind of
Yeah,
meetings.
ask, yeah. a-
I will ask again, because I
ask
do have
Pamela.
those,
Ask Pamela at the
I will.
library what,
but that's what I
What we
was
can do about
told
that.
last year at the senior center that I had to bring it, yeah,
See what the
so
library-
so, because I do have access to two of those, and I even have cups I bought for something that I
yeah,
didn't use.
I'm with you.
And I'm with you, I did ask last year,
Fan of water.
and they wouldn't let us, they
Well,
wouldn't let us
That's
do it.
correct.
They wouldn't let us do it, but I
So,
will ask.
And, oh, sorry.
I'm writing this all down.
Just for logistic wise, we're using both of those rooms. We're using the big community room and the.
No.
No,
Nope, just the big one.
just the
Bigger.
big,
Okay, so how they had it set up last year is there's a podium. We'll have 5 chairs for us and then 3 chairs on the other side.
Mhm.
So for instance, for the 3 chairs, we'll have Larry, his nominee and the mayor.
Okay, there's only one other nominee, not two,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, there's 2 nominees. Sorry.
right,
So there'll be 5 because
right,
we want Larry's person who nominated him to also.
Right.
serve.
well, there's many people who nominated him.
But
right,
Well, that's why I just want to back up a second.
okay. And we
Exactly
can set
thinking
up,
what you're
yeah,
thinking.
yeah,
First of all, you have it reserved from 4:30 to 7:30.
Mhm.
We're not gonna, we'll be there that long. What
Right.
time is
the
Five,
event.
5 till
6, I thought.
just an hour?
I
Or
think-
I
until
believe so.
6:30?
I have,
That's how it was last year.
Don't worry about
sorry.
that.
The Angela Campbell's trying to get in and saying, she's keep waiting for the host to start the meeting.
Is she not down? She's on Zoom?
She's
Mhm.
waiting for it to start.
And is the door still open downstairs?
Yeah.
I just don't want to make Pia state, oh, but she would text
Right,
and look.
Hey, can you message her the meeting ID and the passcode? Are you ready?
Hold up.
do you want me to do it? I don't remember.
Okay.
You got it?
922-6027. 4202.
202.
Passcode is 928816.
Say the password again.
928816.
This email. Okay. Going back to the policy.
Do you want me to text her to tell her to check her email?
Yes, please. Her personal email.
So it sounds like the question is this from 6 to 7 or is this from 6 to 7:30? That's the question.
Fine.
Is 5 it starts?
Well, then our being there at 4:30 is not going to give us time to set
No,
up chairs
I'm
and to
thinking-
do everything.
And for me, I'm thinking 6 to 7:30. I don't think
Oh.
it should be starting at
Oh,
5.
I
Well, it
thought-
always has in the past, so you would want to change that on the public, whatever it
It
is.
just allows people
It allows
who
us to
work to
get
get.
time.
I agree, I'm just saying.
So I think 6 to 7, or 6 to 7:30.
Well, we have it till
7:30,
7:30.
Right, so the program,
It is 6 to 7:15 because we do need to be out of there because the library closes at 8 and they want everybody
And,
really out by a quarter day.
right, and
So
needs-
we need
we need to
time
clean it
clean
up.
5:30.
Right.
We could do 5:30 to 7.
Yeah. Most
Gives
people
us,
are out of work.
gives us,
by then.
most people are out by 5.
Yeah.
And then, people get home for dinner.
Right,
And I think, the bulk of the presentation would be 5:30 to 6:30.
and then if you have lingerers, I agree.
We're gonna
Actually,
shoot for a
the
while,
bulk of the presentation would then be 5:45
5 to,
Right,
till
exactly.
right.
you got 15 minutes for people to circulate.
Settle in, yeah.
So I think the 5:30,
Mhm.
the 5:30 to 7 timeframe.
What do people think
so-
about that?
5:30 to 7.
And then we're out.
I personally like 6 to 7:30. I hate starting at 5.
Right, well,
I hate it.
we were starting at 5, so I think that's a good compromise. And then again, it gives people time to go home and have dinner. My thought process on that, if you're carrying a meeting till 7:30 and you're serving food, that's a little precarious. Now you're having dinner.
That's true, because
anyway.
there's are gonna be eating.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should ask Aaron, what do you think about food and meetings?
I'm starving.
Right.
We have
The,
something.
Really.
Anyway, so.
and that goes back to where
Right.
you left off of who is going to introduce,
So is it 5:30 to 7? Is
We're
that?
going to do 5:30 to 7.
who is going to introduce Larry? And then there's all sorts of other things that
So
people can say.
I think,
That's the big.
okay, I will introduce Larry and talk about what Larry does. But I want a statement from every commissioner about like, not their personal experiment, but like, it can be literally like a 5-minute thing about what you heard about Larry or. whatever.
I am absolutely not going to do
Good.
that. I mean, seriously, as a matter of fact, I don't even want to be sitting up there. I mean, personally, I don't,
Why would you not want to sit up there? You're the,
because there needs to be somebody who's going to keep an eye on the table. Somebody who's going to greet people who are coming in, that whole piece of, because I realize it's about the commission, but it's about this individual. And the people who know him best should be talking about what it is, should be talking about what he, so if the people who have not, I'd like to see the people who nominated him talk about him and what he's done.
well, I just think if we want to do that's fine, but I think one person still introduced me as a commissioner,
I agree.
but,
So you're gonna do that?
and I will do that.
Okay.
If we allow these nominees to talk, because I know most of them and they talk for a long time.
The nominators.
The nominators. So that is if we're gonna have them speak, they need to speak no later than 5 minutes. And we will have a timer
Yeah.
Imagine just
If
having
five-
two.
if 5 minutes go off, time for you to get off the podium, but.
Absolutely. And is he going, and is also, is he going to speak,
I did tell him that he can speak.
you know?
I did, sure.
So,
But we can meet him.
Well, that's why you and I should meet with him for exactly that reason, is to have him understand this is an opportunity, not for him to speak about himself, but for him
Work.
to speak about the
give
work.
his
he's done.
perspective
Right.
of the unhoused issues
Exactly.
in Greenfield.
We also had other people speak last year. The mayor speaks. And we had the police chief speak. I'm not suggesting, but so I think we want to make whatever. I also introduced Empress was like the MC. So I think and I didn't know that till I got there. So I'm just saying that I would like for us to be prepared and in order of what
Oh,
we're gonna do
absolutely.
and who's gonna speak, so I could put more lipstick on.
I think,
And a necklace.
And well, I will be wearing a necklace.
I think, um,
I know.
I think, Officer Zoe, I think.
Yeah, is she gonna speak?
I think Officer Zoe's very close with.
I love
They
her.
are great.
They are very close.
Did we ask her already?
No.
You want me
I'm
to?
gonna- I have them on Facebook.
Okay, well, I have her number.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I can
so
ask.
can I suggest
Yes.
that what we're going to be doing is actually creating a program?
Right, that's.
Okay, so, and have a program with, who, you know, who's going to, the timeframe, who's going to be to speak.
Right, and I do think it would be
Yeah,
nice to have
So the name of the nominators.
speak for a minute and introduce Zoe, because I think it would be and this is, again, just my opinion, but I think it would be a really nice collaboration. He did an amazing job speaking last year. There's been a lot of past with not it being a good thing, and he really, it was nice, a 1 minute and then turning it over to Zoe.
Who's that?
Todd,
No,
no?
not for me.
Oh,
I would want Zoe.
remember he came
I
last
want,
year?
I
know.
did.
And he
I
can be
want
invited to
Zoe-
attend.
I want
Okay, you don't want
Zoe
him
to be
to
the
speak?
center.
But there's, I don't think there's.
All right, that's fine. I was just.
And so we're talking about the
But we're
mayor
gonna
wants.
invite 'em.
So the
Yeah.
people who are going to be so the nominators,
I like that pen.
the mayor, thank you. I'll give it to you when I'm done. The mayor, I don't know how much ink is left though. Zoe. She's.
As long as she agrees.
If she's
Right.
willing,
Well, I'm just saying-
Agrees, right, I'll ask.
if they're
The
willing.
mayor is a
Yep.
yes. We have to ask the nominators if they would like to speak and
Because we
that
have
it's-
four
that's-
nominators
that
and
there's five,
we
you know,
don't want them all to speak.
No.
We want to see.
Two,
who
maybe
would
two.
Really like to.
Hey,
howdy.
Hi, Pia.
And we'd like, and we can say, we'd like two of the four, maybe you guys can get together and figure out who would like to.
Right, they can decide that.
Maximum of 10 minutes for both of them.
Fine.
Well, for both.
Five each.
Okay.
Collect-
I was adding 5 plus 5.
Collectively.
Okay, so, and so if we have the mayor and we have Zoe and that's now, that's
That's a
20
lot of
minutes.
people.
We're at 25 with moving and shaking and my
Okay.
lipstick.
And that's what I'm saying. And,
Almost on a page.
And I think the program itself should have, whether it's a piece of the press release that has a little bit about, what
Yes.
he, the part
Yeah.
of the actual nomination and that, in that process.
Okay.
And then once we have something, I'll take it to Staples or I'll, we'll get it printed. I mean, that should.
Well, we could get it printed here
Or
for
we can get it
free.
printed here.
We're in a tight budget.
But again, it needs to be done at least a week ahead of time.
But I don't know that we've had that in the past, and I think that.
I think a program is
Me
perfect.
too, lovely.
Maybe we can use the logo that we picked tonight on the
Okay.
program. That too, we did say that the person who wins the logo contest will also be at the award ceremony.
Right, so that'll
So
take
we
5
have-
minutes.
We have to fit them also in the program of the
Mhm.
family. We said that person gets a $100 gift card.
We're all
and
doing it.
Well,
everybody-
that's the assumption that we're actually going to approve one of these tonight.
Yeah.
And are we gonna have a dress code?
Formal,
Right,
I'm going,
not our
I'm going in a
t-shirt.
suit.
I could wear my black dress and my grandmother's crystals.
I know I'm going in a suit, so.
that's what we want. Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, I think we do. And I also think we
Right.
need to all sit there because we are a commission of the city.
Okay.
Formal, I'm writing
Yeah,
that down.
and, you know, any.
And there's a lot of people to introduce.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I might get new shoes.
Somebody, no, seriously, you have to introduce, somebody has to introduce the mayor. And we're
Right.
not talking about a.
Right.
To get yourself into.
Somebody has to introduce.
Or we need to have an MC, or
two-
we need to just have an
the two-
MC.
No, I think it's
No.
Why don't
better.
we all take a turn?
All take
I
a
just
turn.
think it's better to have the two nominators. And when I say introduce them, if they're, I'm just picking like Sarah Brown, if city council, Sarah Brown,
Packy can introduce.
who has
I was-
worked, and that's it.
I was thinking, actually now I'm thinking, Packy, do you want to introduce?
Yeah, I
Larry?
was thinking that.
Because you and Larry work closely.
Well, I would be honored, but I think if
No, I think
Sarah
that's
is
great.
there, I think to bring in the city councilor is better than having me do it.
But I think we should all introduce someone. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then we could all get, everyone
that's what I'm
could see
saying.
a
Yeah, that's
face.
what I
I
was
think, yeah,
saying.
that's what I
Do you
think
wanna
would be
do Larry?
lovely.
I would love.
All right, so
And-
you'll do
and
Larry.
that's-
So let's make a list.
Yeah, Packy,
Packy's,
Larry.
Packy's Larry. I will do the mayor
Hold on, I'm writing it down.
And you will be the
and
general
I'll be the.
Yes.
MC starting the whole.
Okay, Nate for the mayor.
What do you want to do, Paul? I was thinking you can do Brown because you're close to
Well,
Brown.
I don't know if she's gonna be want to do it. We really, what I think Linda said before, we need to get the four of them together.
Yeah.
And say, who here really has worked the longest, who has some good stories?
Yeah, and and is available that day
Is
and,
available,
right,
yeah,
and
right.
is planning on being there and would be
Available
willing to
that day.
speak. And
Exactly.
then we need to have,
We could
and then
put
we
you
just
as
kind of have,
Introduce one, the. whatever it's
Whichever,
called.
it doesn't have to be a name. I'll introduce one, you'll
What's it called?
introduce one. It's
Right.
easy. This is
You
not
want to
tough.
introduce the other and I'll introduce Zoe.
I will be happy to.
What are they called again? Nominators.
Yes.
Don't
So
make-
Zoe was the
With the-
nominator?
And-
No.
No, she wasn't. Zoe
There's
was.
two nominators and then Kathleen will introduce Zoe.
And
Oh, you
again,
just
they
have
don't
to-
even have to be
You want me to introduce a
nominators.
nominator?
Right.
They just have to be people who have worked with him the most, who are gonna be able to speak.
Well, and I would say it's just logical that we
Well,
approach the people who nominated.
Right, that's where you start.
Right, that's where we start.
That's where you start.
And I think since we have four, one or two out of those four, I think would probably be.
I would
willing to do
have,
so.
last year, I would have loved to have had somebody who worked on a daily basis with her, talk about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's gonna
We
be
didn't
great.
have that.
You're doing the
You know.
program?
So,
Yes, so, okay,
so Kathleen is going to introduce is going to introduce, you said Zoe.
Mm-hmm, I
Okay.
wrote that down.
So I'm going to introduce one of the nominators.
Paul's the other.
Paul's going to nominate another nominator. We need to just kind of figure out, obviously Larry will be the
Yeah.
last one to be
Yeah.
introduced. They need to be just
Yeah.
kind of numbered
Yeah.
and put into a program format.
Right.
Very good.
I think,
No, I think it'll be great.
I think the mayor should go second to last before Larry, don't you
Oh.
think?
Mm-hmm, usually.
So at the moment I have Nate introducing the mayor, Packy introducing Larry, my introducing nominator, Kathleen introducing Zoe, Paul introducing a
Yeah.
nominator. So now we just need to figure out what
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
that we have time for.
Yeah,
could do
as
that.
long as.
I-
But
You
we
can do that
need,
over call.
yeah,
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Do that.
and so would you introduce?
Yeah, so.
Yes.
I forgot your name, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peter Martin.
yeah, thank you for coming again. It's your two time in a row. Thank you for coming. We also have, excuse me, we also have a guest today. Dr. Campbell, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Want to tell the public a little about yourself?
Sure, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for welcoming me here. I am the Vice President of Institutional Mission, Culture, and Climate at Greenfield Community College. I live in Greenfield. I've been here for coming upon almost a year at the end of this month. Prior to this role, I worked at Cabrini University and I was their inaugural Vice President for Mission, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging, and became the Chief Mission Officer before I left there. I mean, by trade, I was a teacher educator. So I was an assistant dean for the School of Education at Cabrini and started programs, undergraduate and graduate programs in education. So I see myself as an educator, and I look forward to, seeing how I can support this group and support equity, justice, and inclusion, and a welcoming culture here at Greenfield. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence.
So it said the thing we're doing at the moment is preparing for the event of our giving the award, the Human Rights Commission Award, for this year.
Nice.
And somebody who has been working with the homeless for quite some time is the recipient of the award. So this is just sort of a logistical piece of putting the pieces together so that we have an event that's somewhat cohesive.
And we invite you both to come to
Right.
the event.
Tell them when it is.
December 8th, it's from 5:30 to 7 and at the Greenfield Public Library. So we invite you both to come and watch Larry get his
His award.
Award.
and
We'll have horsegers.
we'll have food and everything you think of.
And what I think you heard it alluded to before was we hope to have a really diverse crowd in the sense of usually it's just a good friend or two or three of the person who's getting the award and other people around town who may have worked with them. What we hope this time is to also get a sample of the unhoused population who he works with almost on a daily basis to come if they feel comfortable. And so that we're walking the walk and not just
Right.
talking the talk.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
And we're in I think, a good position. We purposefully picked it at the library because the kind of publicity you get from having a joint program between the library and Human Rights Commission is exponentially more than if we just try to do it ourselves. There's two different newsletters, one from the Friends that goes out to, at this point, 5,022 people, and 1,522 people, not 5,000, 1,522 people. And I only know that because I'm one of the co-editors of the newsletter. But the library has its own, and it constantly puts things out. And plus, the city will do their part. And we hope to really, it would be great if we could have an SRO crowd this year.
It would be.
I'll bring tinfoil for leftovers,
And-
people to take with them.
Going
Yeah.
back to what we were
And
talking
we can just
about,
pick up,
um,
they have containers you can buy like at BJ's or
I know.
Costco.
Yeah.
Again, we're in a.
going back to what we were,
Some of us can just do some of that.
going back to what we were talking about, for the library, can the program get put on their outside thing?
If it ever worked.
We could put it on ours, couldn't we,
Yeah.
on the town
The side of
kiosk?
the library doesn't work yet.
Yeah, the
There
town
have
kiosk. so-
been so many problems with that, but
So when the program or the basically our press release go out,
But they do have, I mean, they have bulletin boards.
right?
They have, there are places where, they have,
Yes, and we're working.
where they post things.
We're working with Pamela and we're working also with Lisa Perlman. And it will go as a banner for the week before.
Right, on the
On
ticket
top of their website. It will be highlighted. Let me tell you, it will be in the Friends newsletter that goes out. which
And
it'll be out right at the beginning of December. And again, we will look to try to,
Post,
as we said before, not only post things, but to see if we could get an interview on the radio station
Okay.
would be really good as a way to tweak people
and
to
to post things
hear about.
at the supermarket and bulletin boards and, and some of the,
Yeah.
the churches and.
Well, I think maybe we could put something up to it, like Stone Soup, because a
Right.
lot of the population is there. And they post a lot of things and I'll ask, I don't think they'll have a problem when I go there.
Kathy?
So back to the publicity.
Yes.
Who's going to get in touch with the newspapers?
Well,
Paul has friends.
it is, we just asked Jonathan. And I sent him our past press release for the thing in the past, and we'll see how much he can take on. And whatever he can't take on, Linda and I will do.
So there's the newspaper, there's the radio stations,
Yes.
and
I have one suggestion. This is for Erin. Can the mayor talk about it in her mayor updates at the city council meeting?
I will add it to the list and ask her.
Thank you. And I can send you the date and times and stuff.
and we do have GCTV televising this.
That is.
We have to ask.
Well,
Yeah.
last year they couldn't do it. And we tried to record it, remember, and something
Right.
was wrong with the
Yeah, but that's.
equipment. I don't know, is it at the library all the time? The
No,
equipment?
No. No, so
Right. So,
we need to ask GC.
I have Bella's email. I will email Bella.
I talk to her
Okay.
weekly, so I'm happy to talk to her.
Okay.
put you both down.
Please, yes, please.
That'll
do
be
that.
great.
And if they could have just one person, one camera,
I'll still send
It
out
would
the
be
email to Bella, but if you can talk to her faster, that'll be great.
We'll do that.
Okay, I wrote down.
Packing, GCTV.
All right. Any other questions about logistics plan?
No, and I'll send out an email on the food and beverages
Okay,
as soon as possible.
Thank you.
I have a logistics one.
So
The actual, not
Oh,
a
the
trophy,
award,
the
yeah.
award,
Oh,
have
yeah.
you contacted the place you said
Um,
you would that does local awards? sports
yeah,
ones?
and it's kind of pricey, so they
Uh-huh.
were supposed to, like a $50 thing, whereas before I think we spent like $5.
well, I don't want to be cheap on this guy's award.
Okay, well,
On the-
that's
on the
great, but
award.
again, we have a budget, so how much do we actually
We
have
have
in our
500
budget
we
left?
have-
We still have the full five
We still
hundred?
have a full $500
Okay.
budget. So if we use $150 in the budget for the award, for the food,
Right,
we can use $50.
well, we'll probably have to then add another 20 for beverages if we're gonna
20,
be doing other
so-
beverages, because we didn't before.
And
So
Let's-
175.
Well, and once.
do we know what the
Find
award
out
looked
what we-
like last year?
the-
No, it was just a very
minus
inexpensive
175.
little thing,
So that's
like almost like a
175,
badge.
500 minus 175 is
I'm
320.
looking.
Yeah, no, and then
Minus-
minus 50,
Minus
so,
50, that's 275.
yeah, no, we have plenty, but we needed money for the flag and something else, the logo, so I think we're fine.
I think that's fine. So I don't mind spending $50 on
No.
good.
Once we determine what we can do for beverage,
Mhm.
then we'll talk about where that's gonna come
But-
from to pay for it.
But
Don't worry.
don't worry about the money. Right now, we need to order.
Okay, so it was,
Because
what's
That
the name
would
of the
be
place?
really
It's over
embarrassing.
by Wells Street.
Okay, so
What's it called? I know it's out of my head.
I don't-
Silver screen printing.
silver screen and
Yeah.
design, yes.
Yeah.
they
I live right
do
near
the,
They can, yeah.
So here's
So
another,
if it's a trophy, if it's a plaque, like different
True.
things.
but the other piece of this is, just so,
Mhm.
if we're doing a program, if we're gonna do a program, we're gonna want Stone Soup, let's say, and Stone Soup's gonna do whatever.
Mhm.
Then we want something from Stone Soup to put on on the program. If we're getting an award or whatever, we're gonna want something from the award company
Yeah,
for,
just-
on the program.
By.
Right, and tell
Provided.
them,
Yeah.
we are happy to give them some,
Sure.
publicity.
Mhm.
How would they like to reduce the cost of the award?
Good work.
Okay, I mean, this is just,
I'm
and
happy
anybody.
with that.
And some people might, they might
So-
be like, hey, if you're gonna give me publicity, I'll pay half and.
Right, so the other
Right.
side of it is, do we want a plaque? Do we want more
That's
like
what
a
I'm-
trophy? So that's the
trying to-
different things.
I think we need to get both. Because we need to get.
Oh, no, we need the little thing for out here.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
He's
talking
talking
about the
Oh, no.
award.
What does it look like?
Oh, I
That
want,
was the $50 one.
Well, he said approximately for, I was saying like more like a plaque or small,
I think a plaque is
I
a
think a
nice thing.
plaque.
Yeah, I thought a plaque.
Put in your
you
office.
could put on your.
Or-
Right, I thought something you could hang, like on a piece of wood
I'm not saying
with,
trophy doesn't.
yeah, no, I agree, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I think
So
a plaque is,
It was like a 5x7.
that's fine.
That's-
That's a.
All right, I'll call him tomorrow and send out the email.
And
Okay.
also ask around the
Yep.
publicity piece.
I'll go in, I'll put on a necklace and march myself right in.
I have,
Put some heels on.
I have no
Don't
doubt.
forget the
If the thing doesn't,
I'm gonna get the lipstick out.
if
I have
the
to
thing
take
doesn't
off.
work with Stone Soup for whatever reason,
And we have.
we go back to Foster's, we
Yeah.
give Foster's an ad.
No,
I mean,
I
it's just
agree.
like.
No, I love
Whoever
it.
is going to be
I'm in.
contributing and, you just kind of work
Right.
it
So
together.
I do want to be cautious on time because our last two are very important. and-
Okay.
Just have
I'll shut
one
up.
quick thing,
Yes.
and that's related to last year. Did that plaque ever get out? Did she ever get an award?
No, because
No.
we have to reorder something from a different place. She did get an award, but none of the plaques have gone up.
The
And they-
little,
none of
the
the
little
little-
nameplate has
We
not gone up
tabled
in-
that discussion. We
Table,
tabled
we're
it.
gonna table that discussion until we're all done with this one.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're just
just-
tabling.
And I also need to find Wendy because I've emailed her so many
We've
times.
lost her.
And I don't know,
I've got her.
so
What?
maybe I have the wrong email. So if you can check in with her, that'll be great. Thank you. Anyway, so
Next.
item 4, it's 6:47. All right, item 4, we are going to be judging the 3 middle school students for the logo and the HRC shirt and banner. So as we talked about, we did the logo contest. Unfortunately, there was no high school participant. Don't ask me why. I'm not in art class. So, but there was 3 students at the middle school.
Love it.
Please look at your emails now if you have your art.
Yeah, they're there.
Printed.
These are the original one.
And, yeah, so we will pick the student that gets picked number 1 will get $100 gift card and the other 2 will get a certificate signed by
The mayor,
the mayor and that's it.
somebody.
They'll be signed by the mayor. Oh, that also reminds me, Erin, I'll come by here like probably like a week before the awards, like on that Monday that we meet, the week before that. I'll come with their certificates so that the mayor can sign them. I just need them. If you can bring them on the 8th.
And if
And
not,
I'm gonna email you all the logistical stuff too. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the pictures on my thing because I think it's important to look at it. So item 1 I'm looking at is the different skin tone hands with the LGBTQIA flag. I think this is gorgeous. It's great. I love the heart in the middle. That's one.
are we supposed to vote?
Nope.
No.
We're just going over them. Number 2 is the one that had the fist with the fire on it. I also.
Nice.
That's all I can
I love that.
It's a very power to the people. Yes, 1968 Olympics, quite frankly. There are, well.
It is actually not that obvious on this.
I really like that.
This is
one.
the original.
I really like that one. That's original. That's number 2. And number 3, there's a one with stick figures sitting on the world that says
Cute.
rights.
They're all great.
No,
The
they're not.
hard pick people. It'd be hard to choose.
And if I could put a thought in here, the person, the art teacher who did this is a graphics art teacher.
Yes, Mr. Green.
Yes. And he used to teach it to high school, I
Yes.
understand. And so my thought is, and I just want to throw it, is if there's something here that you really love and you would just say, boy, I wish this could be tweaked. I think we can go back to Mr. Green and say, could you work with the student
I
and
don't want to tweak their art. I just say.
no, I'm just saying if there's things like
If it
on
wasn't the
there, it
scale or
looks like
something.
it's a finger and here it doesn't,
Yeah.
is to be really careful on things of that nature.
You know, and it is,
Those have,
here,
can I look at for that?
These are the, no, you can't look at them. I don't know any of the students, so it's okay that I looked at the names, but I purposefully took the names off of the ones.
and you're
I
also
sent to
dealing
you.
with a logo that's going to be clearly smaller. I mean, this has got to be reduced. It's
Right,
got to be reduced to something that is going to be workable.
On a letterhead and.
On whether it, on a
Right.
letterhead or whatever. And I really like how colorful this is, but every color that you add, to something ends up being more and more expensive. Whether it's on a banner or a shirt or whatever. And I'm concerned of how viable it is.
Well, all of them are pretty colorful,
They're-
right?
they all,
I understand. I'm just
Right.
saying that
No, you're right.
what is this? I would just personally, I really like this.
Me too.
What's it going to look like
when it's this big.
when it's that big?
Well, I can show you that right now.
You know what I'm,
All right,
I'm
sure.
saying? Is it gonna
Come
have,
on.
Maybe little.
is it gonna have some, some oomph? Now, you put it on a T-shirt or you have it on a banner, it can be large.
Well, I asked them to do it 8x8 so that you could, when you're doing graphics,
Uh-huh.
you need something bigger to be able
To work with.
And we asked for 8x8 on that. And again, remember, if we're going to use this, for instance, on a podium, we then are also going to want words around it somehow as well for the thing that would be this big, that would go on the front of a podium.
Like the
Um,
flag.
It's at the Northampton and then.
No, Yeah, it's, right.
Right.
I mean, we can figure out all this later. It would probably say, Greenfield Human Rights
Commission
Commission.
across the bottom,
So to
right?
have to get somebody who has the ability to put letters down and, not just horizontally, but vertically. And that would then go right on the front of the podium over there. So when this is being videoed or somebody takes a picture,
Yep.
it comes out that way.
And even HRC could be in the heart. So,
Right, but-
so it's,
Whichever.
know.
And it would, let me show what this might look like, small. And you could ask for, whoops, idiot. Um. This day and age, having multiple colors in there for the way things are generally reproduced doesn't matter.
Isn't it? Okay.
It's either color
Or
Black and
or
white.
black and.
Okay.
Black and white. doesn't
Well,
work.
And-
I'm clearly an old person.
And no, but I
But it
remember.
It used
no,
to
but it
be,
used
boy,
to
every
be
color you added.
Because they were taking them out and doing them one at a time when they were printing. Pia?
I just have the second job as an artist. Did you want to, would it be okay to just go over those real quickly?
Sure.
Sure.
So, like, when I look at this, in terms of a logo, like, I just want you to notice right here, it has a lot of negative space. So like
Yes.
what fidelity are we doing this art in? Like, are we doing vector trace? Are we keeping the original art? Because if we are, like, unfortunately, it has a combination of really thick and really thin lines. So when it's resized, like some of that isn't gonna come through. One of the important features of the art right here is that all of the stick figures have different skin tones, and that's immediately going to get lost when you shrink it down.
Huh.
That's also a problem right here. Like the student is like really beautifully colored in all of these bricks in different colors. But we also have the same thing going on with these really thin lines. As soon as that's shrunk down, all of this detail is going to get lost. It's going to turn into mud. And all the same thing here with the fingers being different colors is really significant to the piece. And I just don't see a world where we don't do a vector trace on this and manage to keep the fidelity. Like, I really like this one. It has relatively consistent, like bold, thick lines. So whether or not we did a vector trace, like I think we would be able to keep this like at the original quality that the artist.
Can you explain what a vector trace is?
So images, like digital images are divided into raster and vector. A raster image is basically what we have right here. So it has like variety of different colors, and what you can do with rasters and not vectors is gradients. So like the difference between the papers here, like the difference between these blues right here, like that's all going to be preserved. Vectors are a lot crisper, a lot like less detailed, and they usually have like bold like transitions between those colors. But the beauty of a vector is that it's going to preserve its quality no matter what size you shrink it or grow it to.
Nice, thank you.
Very helpful.
Appreciate that.
Oh, because I know nothing about these things.
All right, so.
And again, this is double the size of what we're talking about for a piece. Oh, I'm sorry, I forget I have a phone that you can only look straight on. This is double the size that you would use on a piece of
On a
stationery,
letterhead,
whichever.
but that
And-
works on a
but you can
t-shirt. It
start-
works on a-
No, but I'm saying, as you can see, taking it down from here to here, it's not losing much.
It's not, yeah.
And especially if we do a vector trace of it, then it's not going to lose a lot because of the boldness of the
Of the images,
of the
yeah.
image that's there.
So,
I like that.
no. We want to
All right.
continue talking, but we do have,
Are we gonna vote?
we're gonna go. All right. So Kathleen, if you want, can you write down how many votes on each of these?
Yep, I'm going to.
All right. So,
We do rank choice voting.
we're gonna say yes, 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 okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. All right, hold on 1 second.
Did we number them?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying do like drawing 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah,
And then
got
count how
that.
many votes are those, and then you tell me how many votes are. All
Okay.
right. So, for painting 1, which is that one,
Hands.
the
Hands.
hands painting,
Are we supposed to raise our
can we
hand?
have a roll call vote? And Kathleen,
No, you just. put
Just by
hands.
hands.
no, I want a roll call vote. Can you do a roll call vote, Kathleen?
Roll call vote, Tacky,
Yes.
voting for hands, Linda,
Yes.
Nate,
Yes.
oh, Paul.
Yeah.
Do I have to go? Kathleen, it's unanimous. Hands
Okay.
win, hands
No,
down.
just the other one can
Okay.
win.
Hands up.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, silly, I
Yep.
scratched
Two.
that.
Okay, number 2 is the
Torch,
torch. Roll call vote, Kathleen?
Tacky,
No.
Linda,
No.
Nate,
No.
Paul,
No,
Kathleen, no.
And painting 3.
Painting 3, which is the world, we'll call it.
yes.
Tacky.
No.
Linda,
No.
Nate,
Yes.
oh, Paul,
No.
Kathleen, no. Well, it looks like number 1 wins with 5 votes.
Perfect. So number 1, who is,
By the way, the person's
Who
name
is it?
is Cecily, and it's hard to read because it's,
I can read children's things.
no, it's not that.
Oh, they wrote over it.
It's the Magic
Oh,
Marker
yeah.
came
With
through.
Will.
So it looks like Pacheco, but
Right.
it's hard
I don't
to
know.
tell.
All right.
That's
I
really
will,
nice.
I will find out
Okay.
tomorrow.
So,
Um,
congratulations, Cecily from, Greenfield Middle School. We're so excited that you submitted your work and we appreciate your hard work and dedication to the work. And we also want to thank the last, other two as well. Do you know that the students that was not picked will still get a certificate? That is signed by the mayor. And Cicely will get a certificate and a gift card.
So who is creating the certificate?
I'm taking care of it.
And I was gonna purchase the gift card from BJ's
Good.
and we're getting,
Write all this
yeah,
down.
yeah. Gift card from BJ's.
Right.
And
And we
going
were-
to be a Visa one,
Yes,
Yes,
something that she can.
right,
Good.
or MasterCard, right?
And I will, and we were.
Everyone can
Okay.
give me their $25
So let
whenever.
me put Pia on the
Not
spot
Nate,
Yes.
and say, if
Donation.
we gave you this, the original art, is that something you could work with and make so that it's usable in a lot of formats? You may
I,
not have the time. That's why I'm asking.
when do you need it by?
Probably about 2 weeks, the
Oh.
latest.
oh, we're gonna, put
gonna
it
show-
on,
We'd like to unveil it. at
Oh,
the-
great,
at-
yes.
At the.
Yeah, no, but I'm
at
saying
the-
we'd like to use it on things.
Right.
Also. And so when I say, I'm saying make it digitally best. And is it possible to do Greenfield Human Rights Commission around it?
So in that time frame, I can't vector trace it. I can't do anything with the quality. I can't upgrade it, but I can play
Do
with the
lettering?
colors and I can do lettering.
That's great.
Okay.
And because what that will allow us to do is we're not going to get a banner made by December
December
8th.
8th, right?
I
anyway.
doubt it. We can go to Copycat or somewhere and get a good cardboard thing to
Mhm.
put on the front of the podium. They have a podium in the community room at the library.
Yeah,
So we will have that. And we'll have it on, we won't do it in color, but because it costs too much to do
and
programs.
we could put like
If
a
we do
coming
this in
soon
color.
kind of sign. kind of thing.
So we're gonna have to learn how to play with this in shades of gray as well,
Thank you,
eventually.
thank you.
So now we get to the more difficult stuff.
Oh,
But we have a
Yes.
question.
yes.
So for the runners up, we're gonna do a certificate.
Yes.
I could get a Richardson's candy chocolate pop. I mean, they're just little kids.
If you want to
Like
get
a star.
chocolate, that's
Okay,
totally fine.
everybody
but
likes that.
I'm
Okay.
making a certificate.
It's gonna make the certificate,
Okay.
and I think that it's also helpful if you're gonna make the certificate that we out. If you can buy frames very inexpensively, if you're gonna do an 8x10.
I'm not doing it in frames. I'm literally doing it on cardstock paper.
Okay,
That's, they can put it in frames.
okay.
I don't have time to do that. I still have Thanksgiving. So,
I was simply saying that I could
It might
get,
be
I
better
could
to,
purchase.
like, stickers or little toys or something, just because
They're not that little.
know what allergies they have.
Well, I mean, if they're allergic, they're old enough, they wouldn't need it and they could give it to their sibling. Is there anyone who's really allergic to chocolate? Oh, sorry. I've never heard of such a thing. I'm so sorry.
I'm not actually allergic to chocolate. I'm allergic to the milk.
Oh, I'm allergic to a lot of things, but yeah, not chocolate. And I get that. My son's allergic to peanuts. I was just at the allergist with my grandson before he came here. So I mean, I get it.
By the way, just so the names are public as well, the two runner-ups are Connor O'Connell
oh, yeah, I know.
and Ethan Duong.
Oh,
Oh, I know Ethan. Ethan is friends with my brother.
well, find out if they have any allergies.
All right, so the big important title.
We won the Super Bowl. Did you see that?
Heard that. Thanks for putting that in our face, Kathleen. It's funny.
My baby grandson.
Okay, item 4, and I wish.
It's 5.
Yes.
We're on 5. Item 5.
Okay, well, I have.
Whichever, it's on the agenda,
Ah.
whatever.
Well, I know, but he has item 4 twice.
Yes.
Wait,
So, oh, I do.
Yeah,
just,
Damn.
and we have.
Linda,
Anyway, yeah. Item 5 is working on creating the coalition addressing racism and bullying in school culture. And we have the proposal. If hopefully you guys have looked at the press proposal that Paul made for the city to have it be public.
oh yeah, that was great.
So, can I get a copy for you?
And,
Here, darling.
and again, this doesn't say what it is. This is a way of how do you form a coalition? And in this particular case, the opening statement says it a little bit, and it says who the coalition is.
You wanna read that?
And the one thing that we haven't talked about here before, which happened to me when I was sitting around with a group of people talking about this in general,
Yeah.
is one of the people sitting there said, oh, I work for CSO, and this would be something we're really interested in
Huh,
because we deal with this
sure.
from their clients' perspectives. So the only thing I added there, which we haven't spoken about here, are community organizations that make sense to deal with this.
Yeah. To align with.
Yeah.
Well, and that's identifying allies and stakeholders. It's
Well,
there.
yeah.
It's just, you know,
You just didn't. write it
And
down.
again, the more.
and local advocacy groups.
The-
CSO is.
Right. And when I say initial steps there, getting past number 1 is the hardest.
Identifying your allies.
Yeah, and who's going to participate in this and getting them to come out and say, I want to be part of this versus I do not want to be part of this. Are there any other, I don't, obviously, don't have any other things about this.
I just want to go. Get something.
So it sounds to me as if working this with the initial, with identifying starting this process is part of what we want our mission to be for this coming year. Is this what we were talking about
Yeah.
before with the
Yeah.
schools? This is really an outline of at least the initial first year's worth of work for us as a group.
Yeah, and the reason again that the initial steps are hard is people will say, and Dave said to you, there's no racism in our schools. No, I can't tell you how many times I hear that, or it's just kids bullying,
Right, it's just,
et cetera, et cetera. So to get people to say, this is a real issue. The main reason it's an issue is kids get hurt. But the second reason it's an issue, if you just want to be political, is we have parents and kids leaving our schools.
In
because of
droves.
And so but number 1 are the kids. And we were very upfront when we spoke to Superintendent Joyle. Some of the biggest problems are some of the administrators in the schools. And he didn't blink an eye at it, but it's going to be interesting.
So and this is just my thought about this. Is that this, I don't know really like Yeah, I have to like really look into it and like do my research on it, but this should be a PD for admin. This should also be a PD for not only the school principals, the school associate principals, and the superintendents. Where we go and we talk about this. My own concern is, and I've said this multiple times, and I'm gonna keep saying it, is families of color. I don't know families of color who feel comfortable with white people talking about racism. That is just a concern that I have. If we go up to the PTO, which half of them, some of them are students of color parents, and be like, hey, this is what we have here, they're gonna look at it, it's like we're crazy. They're gonna think, what? You know, like. I find it to be, like I said, I think we should have a PD day of 2 to 3 hours with the administrators to tell them, why is this really important to us? What's the history around why it's important to us? Before we really get to the point of going to the teachers, going to the counselors, because the counselors hear it, the teachers hear it, and the students hear it. But the thing is, the students are not gonna tell anybody, and the parents are sure not gonna tell anybody.
And when you say PD day, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Development.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, I was gonna ask the same question.
Yeah, like
How did it
professional
change?
development, professional development is for educators that come
Thank you.
around and they do like.
So I think that in theory is absolutely fabulous. Do I think anyone's gonna give us 2 to 3 hours on a PD day? Realistically, I think not.
This is for, I hear you saying.
But
for the administrators.
but what I'm saying is they have to give us 2 to 3 hours because the students are saying it's on them. If the students are saying it's on the administrators, then the administrators need to listen to where it's coming from.
Right, but
And where
who's
it's
talking
coming-
for 2 to 3 hours?
We're bringing students in to have it for
No,
part of professional
Us.
development.
students
Yeah,
don't go-
I'm not
students
trying
don't-
to be
students
devil's
don't go
advocate
to
here.
Professional development.
But this administration giving us 2 to 3 hours, that's like thinking I'm gonna win Powerball tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or tonight?
This,
Best case scenario, you guys would get 30 minutes.
Right, that's, I mean, I think we have to be
Well,
realistic.
and that's a place, and,
It's a
and
start.
that is a-
It's a
that is a
start.
They said 30 minutes for Mr. Joyle and we were on Paul was
Great.
for over an hour
So
and
if
30 minutes.
that's,
Well,
I mean,
that's
if it-
fine.
Right.
that would be great if it goes.
You know, as I said, under promise, over deliver,
Right,
like 30 minutes. And then if they say, oh,
you can come
you
back.
need to co- you need to come back.
This
and,
is
We need-
important,
It's
right?
and it is going to be an ongoing piece.
and I do not feel comfortable with the 5 of us going. Because there's 4 white folk here.
We're very late.
Oh,
I
And,
saw that too.
and so I think we
Then who else
need,
is gonna do it? Cause there's no other black folk that's gonna go up to the superintendent and the administrators and be like, this is a topic.
no,
And
there
so
may,
if we're making
Right.
a draft of making a coalition,
yes.
then the commission should go and do. something about
I have
it.
no problem doing it.
'Cause I'm like,
Obviously,
who else is gonna do it?
you and I spoke about it with the chief administrator.
Right.
And
But I,
separate-
essential principles though, is amplifying marginalized voices. And it's not just black folks. They're historically in the worst position. But we have lots of other people of colors, we have indigenous people, et cetera, whose voices need to be heard in this.
And LGBT
And-
kids.
And-
Right.
Right, but and again, it is. The biggest racism in the schools that I've heard of though, is the black population. Especially when I'm talking about administrators. Amongst kids, it's all over the place.
Could be any day, any
It is
day.
all over the place. But when it comes to having people treated differentially. It is black kids and white kids together. Black kids get 5 times the punishment, white kids, if they get any, etc. And so, and again, though, what we're trying to do here is create a coalition. So we can't go in there berating. I don't think we went in there berating when we spoke to Joelle. We were just stating.
And we're not gonna berate.
And-
when we
and
do
the other- and
PD,
the-
we're gonna be stating.
And the other question becomes, as you were very articulate about, we're white. How do we begin to reach out to Black parents within the community to have to be a part of this discussion so that they are not, we do this as a coalition.
It is going to be
And it's-
extremely difficult. You're talking.
Because the history is understandable.
Aaron, you had something to say?
So many things. I would very strongly recommend before I'm going to be speaking for my own personal opinion rather than my position. How about that? I would very strongly recommend this commission, especially the white folks on this commission, take a step back and read some books about white people being good advocates, allies, and coalition building within their own communities before you run into doing this. Because no matter what it will be perceived, no matter your intent, will be white saviorism, period. Your intent does not matter. It doesn't. I know everybody's intent is lovely and good. But
Necessarily.
well, except yours, Packy, no. But I would very, 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 very strongly, having come from a place of organizing white people and doing this in other communities, slow down. This is moving too quickly. And if it is being done in a way that is not incredibly well thought out, incredibly strategic, it will come across as white saviorism, period. And I think that it is so beautiful that people want to do this, but if it's not done strategically, thoughtfully, very, very carefully, it won't work. And in fact, it will make the problems worse. That is my personal opinion. I even have a book recommendation, but I have to find the name of it.
Kathy?
I would love to hear your thoughts on this, your thoughts and yours, please.
I think my thoughts, and I'm speaking as a president of a club at the high school. First of all, I don't know where students are getting with administrators of being racist. I mean, I had my racist administrators when I got here, but now in 2025, I find it to be hard to find that, except for one person, which I'm not going to name their name.
Initials.
But when I started my Students of Color Club at Greenfield, I had no pushback. Current Superintendent Pat Node, Assistant Superintendent Sullivan, Principal Browning, Assistant Principal Warner, and the other assistant principal. Well, the other assistant principal, say, agreed on what the club values was. We went into the middle schools. We taught about racialized language. We taught about how to be an active bystander. We taught about Black historic figures because frankly, Black history is not taught in schools, which is frustrating. It's not taught in schools at all. If you go to any history curriculum, it's not taught about. And that's a fact. That's so true. And now they want to demolish the Department of Education, but we're not going to go through all to that.
I'll be here for
And
days.
so, but when I saw at those students, they all were white, besides 5 of those students. And all of those white students are now coming up to me and they're like, hey, I used one of your resources and helped a friend out. Or I'm friends with a Black person and I think it's very fun. Or all these other things, right? Whereas you go up to the Black student, it's like, I've been taught this multiple times because I know how to act in public. And if I don't act a certain way, white folks are going to look at me a different way. Right? So it's two different sides. Whereas I'm born and I know how I need to act when I'm in the grocery store or somewhere, whereas a white kid can have a tantrum in the middle of the floor and not get judged at all. And we teach them those things because they're important as a life skill,
Saving skills.
as a saving skill. And that's something important. Have I experienced my racism? Oh, hell yes, I've experienced my racism. And it's sad to say at 18, I've experienced that. But it's helped me educate students on my experience. Has educate me on historical figures. I mean, some of these kids didn't even know who Martin Luther King is, and there's a day after this man. Okay, like that is important, and that is something that we need to look into. That is something that the state legislature and sure that the federal legislature is not going to do, because we know that the federal legislature is not going to do it. But the state legislature needs to get on their foot and they need to do something about Black history because it's not taught. Only time you hear about Black history is when the periodic Black history table gets put in the 8th grade hallway on Black History Month. You know,
February, the
February.
And
it
they took
comes-
it away, because
and it
I feel
comes-
like it was taught when my kids were in school.
Well, your kids go to Deerfield.
No, those are my grandchildren. I mean, my children who are now 35, 36.
We're talking about
38.
20, we're talking about.
No, I know. So when did they get rid of it?
I'm not sure when they got rid of it. When I
What month is it right now?
November.
What else?
Native American History Month?
Yes.
Domestic violence?
Native American History Month,
Hispanic month
Never
was last month.
been
and
mentioned in the
September.
schools.
Yeah, never been mentioned.
But they used to have Martin Luther King, you know, because I remember my kids coming home with a poster that they made. So
Yeah, but
just saying.
that is for his day. We're talking about Black History Month being taught 24/7, including all those other months in a curriculum. It's not being taught 24/7 every day.
Oh, and it
in
is
a
being-
It
curriculum.
was a
And it's
course.
being taken down.
And if you think it was bad then, or if you think it's being completely.
Well, now everything's being.
Totally whitewashed.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah.
you know, and
Right,
eliminated.
right, that's.
And
right.
yeah, it's,
so
Yeah.
we,
But again, it is the whole perspective of the whole curriculum. It's what you're speaking about. It's true about indigenous people.
Yeah. Sure.
American history starts when Columbus gets here, doesn't it?
Discovered America.
And,
Or the
you know,
Pilgrims.
there was only folks here for 10 to 15,000 years before that, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And it's the same issue
and we're not
all the
talking
way
about.
through. And of course, once it gets past, 1492, then indigenous people just aren't here
And I
anymore.
want to make this clear that
So, and it,
the
you know.
presentation that we made came from scratch. We worked on it 24/7. That wasn't a copy print. That wasn't we found sources. We made it on our own. We stood at the high school some nights till 8 p.m. with the superintendent working on it. We had presentations with the superintendent. We even did it in front of all faculties around the district to make sure that this was appropriate for all students. And that is something that we need to do, but I want to make sure that we get to the next two. So,
Yeah.
let's do Dr. Campbell on Zoom first. On her thoughts.
Yeah, no, this is a lot of thoughts. For one thing, I'm sorry, Nate, that you've had those kinds of experiences. They sound eerily reminiscent of same things that I've gone through, and I know I have children your age, so it's sad that you see this pendulum shift from progress to regression over the course of US history. And so I'm not surprised to see that in maybe 25 years ago or 15 years ago, you might see Black history being taught. And then 5 years ago, you see its absence. You typically see um, education curriculum being influenced by state and federal politics. And so when you start to see a rise in conservatism, you start to see the backlash in curriculum. I was a teacher educator, so it's a hit or miss depending on the school that the teachers graduate from and what they were exposed to. Then they become educational leaders, and then they influence what's being taught in classes and how it's being taught and what the culture is in the school. So that's kind of a complicated issue there to disentangle. I really appreciate what you said about being really thoughtful and careful about how you go into the school. I echo that sentiment. The other thing I would say is from my experience, I started a Multicultural Parents Association because there were a lot of issues happening in the school, and it had to do with pedagogy, it had to do with the school culture, and quite frankly, people just didn't know that how racism was showing up in school spaces. People just were not identifying it properly, so it wasn't getting addressed. The Multicultural Parents Association that I started, it was a safe and brave space for parents, but I also was a bridge and a conduit for administration. So I was supporting the training of teachers and principals and leadership, and simultaneously supporting kind of the capacity of parents to be able to support their kids and know strategies to also protect their children in schools. So I just say that to you to share where some of my experiences could maybe help you think about a strategy moving forward.
Now, being a person, being a Black person trying to put this together was the hardest part that I've seen when people are trying to put it together is finding people of color or whichever group you're trying to put together in a multicultural thing who have social capital in the sense of
Yeah.
they're afraid, and correctly so. So what was your experience in doing that?
I missed a little bit of the first part of what you were saying. The volume went out. Can you ask me again, please?
It just the idea of, first of all, it was excellent having a Black person trying to pull together a multicultural as a parent, as an educator. But what was your experience engaging a lot of people of color who just don't have the social capital yet to even say, I want to be part of that. This is really important, versus being afraid.
Yeah. And I one of the benefits that I had coming from an area where there was a much larger Black and multiracial populations was there in numbers, there's another level of confidence
Yeah.
and power.
Mhm.
And when you're minoritized, literally you are you are less in number, and you don't have social capital or a perception of your own power. You do have power. People do have power.
Absolutely.
They have agency, but it's important for someone to cultivate that, build the capacities of people to know how to talk about it, build bridges and so forth. And I really applaud the work that you're doing, Nate, and your leadership. It's quite remarkable to see, really inspired and encouraged by seeing young people of color, even on a Human Rights Commission here. So that says a lot about all of you too in this area, that you would give these and support these opportunities. I would suggest that you also think about bringing, sometimes you have to bring people from the outside to help build those capacities, to help people know what's been done in the past, that people don't have to feel, this is a scary time in our country right now, obviously.
Yeah, there's
Right?
that.
So, and it's
There's
scary even, even for white people who, the most dreaded thing would be to be accused of racism. Let's create an environment where people can survive that. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's a terrible thing, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world. We're all kind of exposed to racism, whether it's internalized, whether you're dealing with colorism, whether you're dealing with white supremacy, and we all have to figure out a way to, work together to work with each other and not throw each other away. Sorry. Yes, Nate.
Dr. Cameron, I don't want to interrupt you, but we are at 7:30, and I just want to give you a quick.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm sorry, I feel a little put on the spot.
You don't have to answer if you don't want.
Could you just give it to me as like a sentence to respond to? If
Yeah,
that's-
what is your thoughts on creating a coalition of addressing racism and bullying in school culture?
All right, so my perspective is from somebody who hasn't been to the Greenfield or any local school system. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I was really struck, Nate, by what you said when I first came here about it just seeming like really difficult to get people to organize. Because to be fair, like it matches my experience out here, like there isn't really like an interconnected, like really passionate, like Black subculture out here, like the same way there was at home. Like it kind of like when I got here, I kind of felt like I was out on my own. Like before this, I was living in Belchertown, which is a nod town. And like as soon as I got here, I got so excited and like this is kind of a nod town, but like in a very different way.
Yes.
Like without being able to like articulate more, it seems like there's a very weird like class stratification in Greenfield that people, especially people of color, get like sucked into and then like have to become hyper competitive to survive in like the really bizarre like social ecosystem. And I'm sorry for bringing all of this up without a solution, but like this is so beyond like the skills I have to like organize around it. And I'm just really like, I guess, I have a lot of faith in you guys for even trying to like penetrate that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
But
anyone-
you've just
I
validated,
don't know.
in many ways, you've just validated what the environment is.
yeah,
So
Okay,
I-
and which is really important. Okay.
I do want to be
It-
cautious
it's
on
real.
time because
Yeah, we're over.
regulation. Want to thank both of you for being here at tonight's meeting. We do really hope that you guys apply for the 2 seats on the HRC. If you don't have my email, please email me. Also, I will send Aaron both of your emails if you guys need help to turn all your submissions in for applying. I do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, Aaron.
Dr. Campbell, I've been wanting to catch up with you ever since we were at Juneteenth. I keep forgetting. Tonight is my reminder, so I will do that.
So, okay, so just remind everybody, our next meeting is the first Monday, not the second.
Right.
Next meeting is the first Monday, December 1st, from 6 to 7:30 PM in person or via Zoom.
And is that here?
And it's that meeting here.
Yes.
Yes, so that meeting will be
It's
here.
been scheduled.
Yeah, I need to check.
First Monday.
Yes, I don't know where it is right now.
And
Okay,
will-
I don't have my-
we will be
Right,
updated.
so if you could just investigate.
Yeah.
Okay,
It'll be
so-
here or the firehouse. Don't know
Yes.
yet.
So just a reminder, like I said, December 1st, 6 to 7:30 PM in person via Zoom, say here or the fire station. Can I have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
I motion to.
Motion, second
Second.
by Linda. Perfect. Call this meeting to adjourn at 7:34 PM.